My grandfather started the farm in 1946, and it's been on the family since. And we moved, and we also started the horse riding trip in 2016. It was hard to move to Nordics back then, because it was it was just after my father's death. But we begin to think about we have to have something beside of this farming, because of we don't think we get money enough from sheep farming. So we've been looking for possibilities.
Yeah.
And I don't know who came with the horse riding idea first. I don't know. I don't remember. I began to ride since I was 6 years old, and from 6 to 8 years old, so I stopped, and after 10 years, when I was 18, I began to ride again in Iceland, because I work at the sheep horse farm. That's where I really start to ride horses. When I get my first horse, I begin to put the shoes on it. So first time maybe after 2 days the shoes is gone. So yeah.
No, the radio had said something about wind tomorrow, strong wind. He's gonna go in and check if it's true.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It doesn't sound very good.
Oh.
Yeah. When there is strong wind, we are able to ride, but we of course ask the guest if you want to ride. Like,
Right.
yeah. The horses are like okay with it. It happens that they don't want to go out, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But let's check it out first.
Is strong wind window breaking wind, or
No.
just...
Okay. That we have only in winter, and it's hurricane level strong wind. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's quick.
Yeah, like I just fixed this. I just put these on. Yeah, you can totally see it's a woman who made it.
Because it looks perfect.
No. Then you don't need to look, because then you will start looking about the small mistakes I made. Anyway, it has what hedder det? Like totally taken everything off. Yeah, and this, or like and usually that window over here, because it's this way, we can get really strong wind from that way, from the big mountain up over here. So yeah, and then Piitaq just built the other veranda last year, I think it was, and that was also like some of the floor were taken off. He put that this summer on. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it is actually, it's scary when we have that storm. I cannot sleep, but Piitaq and the children, they sleep like nothing. I don't know why.
That's what happens every year.
Yeah.
So you don't hide in the basement or something?
No, I want to, but
you're not allowed. They don't let you.
And then I can hear the søm. Hvad hedder søm? The little, this you break in, tick 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 tick.
The nails.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear that when it gets really like strong, you can tick 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 tick. I can hear the roof, and then when it's blown off, it tick 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 tick. I don't know, but yeah. No, it's yeah. We have that kind of storm here. And his youngest son was Jorut, who is Piitaq's father. So Piitaq's grandfather, Dolphy, and his father, Jorut, has spent their entire life making this farm, building it. Yeah. And then, so tradition is that the oldest son takes over the farm. And so Piitaq and I moved here in 2012 when we were both 22. So just one day Piitaq had an idea about having horseback riding tour for guests like they do in Iceland. And this was in 2015 he had the idea. So we very quickly planned everything, and then in 2016 we had the first tour. In Naasu is a sheep farm, and we have 550 sheep. When summer ends, we collect the sheep from the mountain, and then we bring them back home right before the winter comes. And in December, the sheep will get pregnant. And then in May, they will have a lamb. And then at the end of May, we take the sheep out, so they go out to the mountain. And we spent June working on the fields, and then July we do the riding, and then in August we cut the grass, start all over again. At some level it's easier for me to be with the animals than with people, I guess I could say that. So in May we are very busy with the lamb season, so we have to be at the stable like 24/7. And when we are finished, we spend every day in June with the horses, like just a few hours. I go to them to brush them, to put head pieces on them, equipment. Because we need to make sure that they can be brushed by guests, you know, that they're used to it. They are. And Piitaq is the one who rides them. So he does the same. He goes every day in June to ride them. So we prepare them for July when the guests come. And she prepares like the dinner when the husband comes home. She washes the clothes, have the house clean. And the husband, he will be outside taking care of everything, like the fences, the sheep, the fields. He has to be a mechanic because we have a lot of machines. Yeah. But I think today it's there are other farmers that are young people like us. So I think it's not like that much anymore. Now the women are being more outside, working together with the husband. About the tours, it's more like I take care of all the emails we get about the horseback riding for the summer. So we have all winter to prepare that. And then we buy horse equipment, because all the equipment we buy is from other countries. There are no stores in Greenland where they have a saddle for sale. They only have horse shoes at the store. And it's the same with, you know, bed sheets, kitchen things. Yeah, because it's also the hostel I have to take care of. I clean it, put the bed sheets on, and I do all the cooking. I try to have all the food prepared already before the guests come. So we go to the nearest towns on our boat, and then we buy a lot of food. And then we bring it back, and then it's like a storage. We keep a storage because our little local store here doesn't have a lot. So I do write down everything we need to buy of food. And then I look for workers who can help us out, make sure they get paid. And then I sometimes buy a horse. It doesn't happen very often, but I do make sure of that. And then we have 5 horses that are from Iceland. So they're shipped from Iceland, and I had to arrange all of that with people in Iceland.
Sounds like you're a very busy lady.
Yeah, there's probably a lot more I haven't said. But it's I noticed something that that people say, my own people, like Greenlandic people, they say we work a lot on farms. We work every day, but it's that's just what we do. I think we work until the work is done, not like from 8 till 4 or something like that. Yeah, but as long as we can work in a special tempo level, what do you call that? We have very strong storms in winter, like hurricane level strong. It can break windows and blows off a lot of things. Right before we have a storm, we usually take the cars and the tractors behind the houses or inside some of the stables. We have not a stable, garage, yeah, because it also breaks the windows of the machines. And in summer we have a lot of sun, like a lot of sun. Every day, almost every day is sunny. We have a few clouds then. But then the weather can change like that, like really fast. And then we have weather pages where we go and check the weather for tomorrow or 3 days or 4 days ahead. It can say like there's gonna be wind tomorrow, but then there's not, like tomorrow. So we cannot 100% trust what we read in the weather page. Yeah, in winter we do have the storms, but we do have also very sunny days. We do have that. I think now it's getting more like after Christmas that we get the snow. So we don't have much snow up until that time, Christmas. But it's very different now. I think it's because of the global warming that we have like a dry season, like with no rain for a long time in summer. Yeah, it's really terrible. And then also when I was a child, the fjord here used to freeze to ice, but now it doesn't happen every winter. When I was a child, it happened every winter, so we could go ice fishing, yeah, all of that. Now we don't know if it's gonna freeze to ice. I think we had ice for 2 or 3 years ago. I don't remember exactly. And then some winters it's open sea. Yeah, in winter we have to go down to the sheep every day to feed them 2 times a day. So we go in the morning and then we go in the afternoon. So most times it's more like when I have small children, so we can go with him in the morning down, and then as soon as we're finished, it takes maybe 2 or 3 hours to feed the sheep. Then we hurry back inside. It's really cold in winter. I don't remember the exact degrees. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Piitaq knows that. But yeah, usually it's only like if it's really sunny it's we can stay outside all day and play. Yeah. But we do have really cold winters where we mostly stay inside. And we only go out when we have to, and that will be when we feed the sheep. It's nice. And there's something else as well. When you have a horse, you own a horse, you know it. It's like a great feeling when a guest can ride it and the guest is really happy. Like, I don't know what that is, but it's a really good feeling. Yeah. I don't know how big they should be, but I think definitely bigger, because Piitaq has a lot to do. So they are on their own very much now, because they can play outside and I can just look out of my window and then I'll see where they are, because we can see everything from the window. So it's already easy now, but it's I think in a few years it'll get easier when they're bigger. I think then it will be more, safe, I think, to do the tours on my own. Yeah, in the beginning, yeah. So here it's more like the farmer who does the riding when he collects his sheep. But the farmer has children who also ride the horses. So when they collect sheep, the wife will stay home and cook for the entire group that will come and have lunch. So at lunch we eat like so many men ride horses, but we didn't really know the answer to that, so we didn't discuss that much more. Yeah, no, I think I don't know. We actually don't know why. We still don't know why, so. Yeah. Do you know why?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Why?
In Western countries, it's a ladies' sport. Like, only ladies are riding, really. It's seen as girly. And so a lot of boys, they want to drive cars or motorcycles or that's boy things.
Yeah.
So it's mostly women that are riding. Yeah. Only at the high professional level do you see more men or polo.
Yeah,
Men
yeah,
play
that's
polo.
right. Because that's then you really have to. Yeah.
I mean, ladies play polo, but a lot of men play polo.
Yeah, of
so
course.
It's more seen. Horses are seen as something girly.
Yeah.
In Western countries.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is quite funny.
Yeah, and that is something we like completely don't know, because yeah, we use them for gathering sheep. So yeah, it's mostly the men who rides the horses here. Yeah, it's when we collect sheep, the woman will be home and then do the cooking. And if she has small children, she will take care of them. And the big children can go out with the father and then collect sheep. Oh yeah, I really hope that I one day will be able to do private tours. Like just me as a guide and then maybe 3 or 4 other guests. I think that will be perfect. I think I would like to do that. Because for me, it's more about the horses, It's not about work, it's about the horses. Yeah. I am waiting for the kids to grow up. I think that other people, when I say other people, it will be from other countries. They plan a lot, like they do a lot of planning. Like at this hour we will go there, and then we're gonna go and do this, and then that time we'll be back, and then we go and do that. Like it's a lot of the time is you use a lot of the time. What do you call it? The hours. Yeah, the clock. And then in Greenland it's a lot. I said before about the weather. It can like suddenly change. It can suddenly get like really foggy. Like really you cannot see anything. And then like during 2-3 minutes it will like lift off. Yeah, really fast. It's I still get surprised when that happens. Yeah. And then many people travel to Greenland. You have, of course you have the time when you have to fly, and then the helicopter, and then the boats. But it's difficult, to plan all of that, because we have a lot of, with the weather. So it's, yeah, you shouldn't, you should know when you come to Greenland that the weather is in charge. Yeah. Not the clock. Yeah. It's more because we don't get out much, because we stay here a lot, that it's difficult to see from other points of view, Yeah. So it's a bit difficult. Wait, before me and Piitaq, we moved to Inuit, we lived in Nuuk, the capital city in Greenland. There's a lot of people there. And we had both, we were planning on going to school, and yeah, I think that's more of the usual way to go when you're young. Then you get an education, and then, yeah. But when we moved here, it's, I don't think anybody else, I don't think everybody can be a farmer here in Greenland, because it's very isolated, especially in winter. All the roads, we only have one, but the road will close, and then at some point we cannot drive car or ATV or use the snowmobile or sail. So we can get stuck here for a while. So we are all used to buy a lot of food right before the winter comes, so we don't get stuck. Because the icebergs can come, a lot of icebergs, and then they will close all the, what do you call this place? Yeah, they will close in Naasu, so we cannot go out on a boat. Yeah, and then we can have too much and at the same time too little snow to go on snowmobile or ATV. Yeah, so you can get, it can get very isolated out here. But when I got here, I wasn't really looking for something. I already had it in me that I like to be surrounded by animals and not people. I don't know why. I still don't know why. Sometimes I think I know why, but I still haven't figured it out. But horses and dogs and cats, they don't talk. And they don't expect anything from you. They don't lie. They're not unreliable. Yeah, they're simple. They're simple. And if you show them love, it will be reflected back. It will show love. And you have to have patience to have friendship with an animal, like a horse, for instance. But it will return. Yeah, no, I don't really know what I'm talking about. But there's something there. Yeah, I like it. The best thing I like in the world, is when I am out on the mountain or on the field with the horses, and I don't know what time it is. It's day, it's sunny, and my family is here, and I'm alone with the horses and the dogs. It's pretty much, what's the word? It cannot get better. It cannot get better than that. Yeah, and I don't do anything with the horses. I just stand by them. I like to brush my gray horse. That's it. And she likes to be near me. Yeah, I don't know. When she does that, it's really nice. I think many Greenlandic people, I would like to call the Greenlandic people nature people, because we live right next to nature. So many people are very close to the nature. They like to take a hike, like go someplace on a mountain, when they have a free time. Somehow we get a lot of energy back when we're out alone, traveling, you know, wandering around. Yeah, for just a day. Yeah. Especially if it's been a hard day at work, or I don't know, something sad has happened. Something is difficult, something is hard, or you're just happy, have a lot of energy. Like you can use the mountains, you can go on your own. Yeah, many of my people do that. I think we're very close to nature. Yeah. It's like a backyard. Yeah. Something like that. But still, it's not easy to be a farmer. It's not easy to be a farmer. There's a lot of things you have to make sure that so it goes around, like it's working, like the company is working. The farm is just like a company, and then you're just two people in the company, in a big company, and then you have to make sure that it works. Yeah. I'm happy in Inurulik, especially now with the horses, with all the horses we have. I think if we didn't have horses now, it would be different. I don't know how. Sometimes I go to work in Naasu or the village. Anything. Yeah, I used to work at the airport in Naasu for some time. I think I would be there now if we didn't have the horses here. Yeah. So the horses are a big deal for me. I don't know. Yeah. Of course, I do help Piitaq with the sheep. And then we have the dogs and the cats and the chicken. But I don't know, it's different with the horses. I would... Well, when you consider that we're the only ones local in Greenland who have a tour with horseback riding for guests, it is like the best place, I think. And I grew up in Naasu, and it's just like over here. It's right over here. It's 10 minutes away. And at the same time, it's easy for the guests to come here. And then we can at the same time show our area of sheep farmers, our neighbors. So, and we know the area very well because we collect sheep here. So the award we have, it's Best Placed Business Award. It's an award I got when I was in Finland. It's about young people being innovative. Like you have an idea and you can do it yourself. Like you have your own business from a great idea. And there was like a few awards. There was an award called the Most Innovative Award, and then the Best Placed Business Award, and then some others. I don't remember them. But the Best Placed Business is because of the area, because of the place here, because it's there's not a lot of people here, and we have a lot of open space, and we have a lot of places to go on the horses. And at the same time, Naasu, it's right over here. So